Hello, you're watching News 9 Live. I'm Prajwal D'Souza. COVID-19 has indeed changed the way we live. Just a few months earlier, I don't think you heard or even were bothered about PPE kits, social distancing and self-quarantine. But now they have become a part of our regular lives and might continue to be a part for some time. Now, while the pandemic wreaked havoc and killed several people, it did expose several loopholes, be it in the healthcare and the education system and the way countries were governed. Now, on Saturday, the UN Habitat has released the World Cities Report. So, what does the World Cities Report say? Now, the 2020 World Report highlights how sustainable urbanization can contribute to our efforts to build our cities back from the pandemic's impact and help the world get back on track to achieve several sustainable development goals at least by 2030 and meet the targets of the Paris Agreement in order to fight climate change. Now, to talk more about the report and to tell you whether the models described in the report will be feasible in India, I am joined by Professor M. N. Srihari, who is the chairman of the Indian Smart Cities Development Organization. Now, Professor, thank you for joining me on this live interaction. Now, Professor, what do you think about this report by the UN Habitat?
See, generally, I feel very strongly the Paris Agreement based on the environmental and ecology, environment, sustainability, and development for the future is all very, very coincidence. And probably many times I wanted the corona did a good job in one direction or one side because it has brought us a change for a better life. See, what I want to say here, we got independent in the credit card system or cashless transaction, and also we are going online education system.
Yes.
Similarly, there is a required change is to be seen in the modern era of construction and also making a city more beneficial, livable, and sustainable for the future.
Yes.
Whatever the city we built today or yesterday is all only for not exactly I can talk on the sustainability. What we're looking on the smart development or smart city issues, anything which is called as a smart, which will be able to sustainable for the future. There is not much meaning in the smartness because today's smart can outnumber tomorrow's smart. So I feel here very strongly the sustainability using the inclusive technologies or using the available growth factors, definitely we can see a better tomorrow, not only environment, but also for livable standards and good living conditions.
Yes,
in that direction, every city, because in the name of the COVID, we're all transforming ourselves from the lower strata to a better strata, how we can live for the future, and also we can sustain this kind of epidemics, not only epidemics, even the water crisis or the power crisis, or it could be environmental degradation happening in the present system. All these things can be well addressed. It's the right time, I feel, we got the corona for a better living standards. In this direction, I wanted to speak, for example, any smart city as a matter of fact, it is very difficult to construct it, the already developed city, because very less we can do. For example, if you take a London or New York or Tokyo or such cities, very, very old cities in the world, it's very difficult to change it. The entire thing should be demolished and a new city should be built. That may not be possible. It is possible only through after destruction.
Yes.
But what I am talking today, the constructing the new cities totally on the green field. That means most of the world, where the population is not that considerable, the country is very, very big, and it can be able to grow in all directions. So what we identify a smaller or a bigger area, whatever it could be, we call that as the smart development, which is also tagged with, along with the inclusive technologies, what is also can be adaptable to suit the present day requirement and future requirement. Only if we talk about today's requirement, we cannot call that as a smart or sustainable. Any sustainable means we have to go along with the nature. More because we're all living the nature. We all come from nature. So hence, whatever we develop, it should be very closely associated with the nature. So
Yes,
any
Professor, now coming to that, we have seen how the pandemic has impacted our infrastructure. Do you think it is now time for a complete overhaul?
Yeah, I feel so, because what happened here, anyway, if this pandemic may be there, next we may get one more, or it may be continued. So in this kind of situation, how to overcome it, how to face it, how to protect it ourselves, what the city should be, and what is the transportation, what should be the infrastructure, and how it is made as sustainable with the available technologies, is definitely it is a positive intention of getting corona on the one side of the coin.
Yes.
The other side, I can understand the type of problem it created to human beings as well as the country, totally and economically and otherwise.
Yes.
So in such a situation, a city like India, definitely it is a positive term when we talk about the sustainability for the future. So we also bringing, even though our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has been already made some 100 smart cities as a dream child for him. So this is the 100 smart cities, though the financial assistance given to the Indian cities are not that encouraging, but definitely it is only a seed amount in which every state should be able to support that one, along with lot of financial institution support and as a loan with the South loan also. In such a direction, we can easily plan what should be the future cities. So we have to design what should be the distance. For example, we talk about social distancing. How a building can be having a social distance with the other building itself. But if we talk very closely linked cities,
yes,
the urbanized, every house is almost attached. Even as a matter of fact, San Francisco, every wall is common to two houses. Like that, if we talk in the similar, like even if we go very highly and built up residential area, in the future, what we want to see, that one, every house should be independent, like a modern town, in which one house is separated by other house, maybe 30, 40 feet, or maybe even sometimes meters also. In that case, automatically social distancing can be achieved.
Yes,
Secondly,
Professor. Now,
yeah.
talking globally, in Australia, urban infra experts are talking about greening of public spaces. Now, do you think it can be implemented in India as well?
But India, what happened is thickly populated. I'm afraid we have to expand our cities. Not the city should grow from the line what is stopped. We have to identify after the old city under 5 or 6 kilometers green belt, and later on the new cities can be developed. The new city concept is nothing but meeting all the basic requirements, water supply, power, and also gas. Every house should be independent, and good transportation, good network, road networking, and good health condition, good employment, and the pollutionless vehicles. So all these things is, though it looks like a dream for us at present, I am sure within shortly 2030, we are looking more to the aspects, more to the factor which is coming to the light. But what I want to say here ultimately, what are all the things which you have identified which is bad, automatically it should vanish and bring us to a better for tomorrow's world. It is not only India, why it is not happening, because India's population is outburst. It is, but we have more than 136 crores. So this is the heaviest population, thickly spread out everywhere.
Yes.
Until unless we go to the forest where it is little bit open areas. Whereas the other countries where, particularly Australia, in which the population is very, very less, definitely they can develop the city in a better world and better environmental infrastructure facilities to an outside thing. So now a day has come, now people are thinking very seriously, going to the moon, going to the Mars, and also building the cities there for a better world, better livable standards.
Yes.
So in that condition, I am sure it is possible for Australia, even some parts of the New Zealand is also possible, and where we don't get much thickly populated, such areas are more identified, and definitely we can develop. Even I have seen in Denmark also, Danish particularly, they are having a cities with a triangular fashion. They have a long belt like that. In that one part is a house, the other part will be greenery, overall greenery. Then the roads will come. The next house is more than 30, 40 meters it is. But how it is possible or where it is possible? It is when we are craving for even 20, 30 sites in India to live. I'm afraid that kind of new technologies of habitation is very difficult to come up. We can think only on the places very sparsely located and very population is very, very thin. And finally, obviously in such a places, environment is also very clean to live.
Yes.
But old cities, it is very difficult to demolish. Because old cities demolished already, the entire economy will go down to build up. Even 1,000 crores or 2,000 crores is very difficult to build one big good building also. In such a scenario, what we look forward will be to go and expand beyond. The for example, Bangalore boundaries are known now, 1,100 kilometers per kilometer. Beyond Bangalore, all wrong. We can identify 5-kilometer width with the total greenbelt area and then going outwardly to that different parts, leaving all the standards and specifications. So in this way, definitely we can do a lot of wonders.
Okay. Well, thank you, Professor, for all these important insights, and thank you for joining me on this live interaction. Well, that was Professor Srihari, who has clearly said that it is possible, although there are some limitations to these models which are now being disclosed by the UN Habitat. Having said that, the government can actually maybe take inspiration from countries like Denmark and see how they've actually built their cities based on this model and maybe try to implement them in India. If you like this video, do click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to News 9 on all the social media platforms. Thank you for watching and have a great day.